All right, so last time I left you, I was gluing one layer of a sole on top of another layer, trying to get the same contour as this. And what I did is I put my shoe here, I put my head down, and I tried to follow the exact same contour, mirroring it with this. So I set up my little, what do you call them? Whatever, risers, if you want to call them that, here to rise up this area, and then I could just set the sole on top of that, and then after that I put weight on here, and I just use this nice chicken broth thing here as weight, and I was trying to get this to push in as well, so that I got these dates here, and I just leaned them there, and it created a little bit of pressure in those two spots, and voila, I have a nice bent molded form ready to go with a nice sole in the back, and it's pretty similar to what I have here, or as you can see there, it's pretty similar. You might be wondering what I did here, and I'm going to explain that because that's a new thing I just kind of discovered. So when I put this down originally to glue, what I did is I glued I glued the back of this and I put it on, right? And I thought the glue was going to ooze out, so I put a piece of paper underneath, and that to prevent the glue from going on my cutting mat, because I want that nice and flat. And what happened was when I came back, I was starting to take this off, and I was like, whoa, I don't want to move this. I want to know exactly where this was, because it could have been there, it could have been there, I don't know. So what I did is I taped down the paper so it wouldn't move. I got my pencil, and then I just traced around this, and then I created an imprint, a contour line of the border, and that way I can align it right back up where I had it before. So that's good to know. Another thing, if you wanted to, I mean, just to be on the safe side, you could also put a piece of tape on this thing, put a piece of tape on this thing, but sometimes they move, and that's not the best thing. So now I'm going to set my second one, but I'm going to demonstrate that in a minute. However, I did another thing that I was experimenting with. When you stack these on and you bend them up, part of it's going to slide out. They don't match up perfectly if they start to bend towards you. So if you look at that little lip there, and you can slightly sand that off. I just have this sandpaper from my Audible sander, and you can just kind of sand this off. It does have little tiny debris in the air, so if you want to wear, or I recommend to wear a mask while you're doing this, and so you don't get it in your lungs. You can kind of see all that debris there, and you can see it starting to kind of conform to the edge of the bottom, so that's good. Since I'm trying to work quickly, I'm going to not worry about the rest of this. But you could do that with each layer, or you could do it at the very end, but at the very end it's probably hard to sand the whole thing. So I would do a little each layer, and again at the very end to sand the whole thing. So what I'm gonna do now, put my new layer on, and I'm just gonna do a dry fit first, a dry run, and that means I put this here, and then I put this here, and I'm looking around and just making sure it's all the same thing. These guys haven't moved, and I'm looking pretty good. So there you go. So that's pretty easy. So now I'm going to take this off, turn this upside down, and I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here, and begin to glue. So again, if you're using Elmer's glue, it's going to take a little longer to cure. So you'll have to let these layers dry for longer periods of time, which sometimes I don't have patience for that. So I would recommend using Eileen's Khaki Glue. You have some left, and that seems to be a decent amount. And let's lay it right on there. And you want to do your best to kind of like center it, or not center it, but make sure it's in line with everything else. And once you're pretty confident about that, then put your weights on. Again, chicken broth. Seemed to be pretty good. Worked well with the last time. And these dates kind of helped push the top down with the pressure down there. And I'm just doing a quick little assessment. And it looks like this side slid to me a little bit. So I'm just gonna run it over to the other side. I'm using my fingers to feel, and I would look too, but I can't because my bald spot's gonna get shown. I don't want to show it to you. All right, I think we're okay. And if you ever want to just add a little glue in certain spots, you can, but I think right now I'm just kind of slowly getting there. And I think we're good to go. Okay, see you later.